My name is NFT Ranch. I'm here with Jeremy Fall. We're hosting a space for Metaverse HQ about a little something called Probably Nothing. So, what do we got here? What are we dealing with?
Well, first of all, are you ever going to release ranch dressing?
This is actually part of the Ranch Now plans. It's funny that you got to
Is it
it.
is it actually?
Yeah, literally, we have some packaging people in food up in New York that are totally planning to do a localized, regional, healthy ranch drop all over the place.
That's hilarious. I thought I was being like, I thought it was a pretty funny joke, but you really, you know what? You really proved me wrong on that one. So wait, what kind are you making, like a buttermilk ranch? I'm actually very interested in this because, like I said, my background is in food. So like, fuck NFTs for a second. Like, let's talk about your ranch dressing.
Well, ranch, dude. Have you seen like there's vegan ranches, there's all kinds of ranch. You got to kind of like we were kind of going to go regionalized buttermilk if you're like, from that region that likes a heavy rich ranch. Maybe up in the Northwest we have a little lighter vegan ranch for people.
That's
To get artists to get involved with the bottles and stuff. But that's the point of Web3. You just do something that's a little more engaging, a little funny, and maybe not all about maximizing revenue.
well, as soon as you launch, I'm gonna launch a ranch dressing as well and just make it $1 less.
Let's go.
You
You're
know
gonna
what I
try
mean?
to time the top on me too and get
Yeah,
out.
and then you'll have like 6 ingredients. I'll have 7 ingredients. Like anything you do, I'm just gonna do slightly better, just like and cheaper. You know what I mean? Like if you, yeah, I got you. But
I
that's how
have definitely nothing as a Twitter account, so like, don't make me get this going.
we're. Yeah, I will be the first one to. Yeah, if when you do that, let me know though, because I see food again is in my background. That actually would be fun to play around with. But I love
Awesome.
ranch. We should get you a collab with Domino's to do something, or like some like pizza slime. Something could be fun. But
Super
um,
down. And are you doing any tie-in with food with your stuff, or is it more just it's the educational platform you're doing? I'm gonna rope you back into Probably Nothing here.
so it's actually let me tweet this space really quick because I got distracted by your culinary exploits. So so yeah, but basically just to give a little bit of background to those who aren't familiar with my work. So it started as a chef and restaurateur. I had 14 restaurants across the country, but what really was, I would say, like my thing throughout that time was more so like building brands, creating concepts that people could buy into, more so ideas. Like all my restaurants were very conceptual, right? So like my biggest hit was like this concept called Nighthawk. That was all breakfast for dinner, right? So what I learned was that my skill set, and I always say this, I always say that my food is really overrated, which makes people laugh. But like what I mean by that is like the hype that we got was really, I would say, based off of the delivery of the story, right? So everything we did, highly conceptual, highly branded, and I think we told a better story. I don't think we necessarily made a better pork belly, but I think we knew how to sell a story to people and really have them buy into something that felt more like a cultural experience more so than anything, right? So fast forward, I sell my restaurants. I had just finished doing a show with Miguel called Beats for Breakfast, where he was doing a beat or a song, I should say, and I was doing a breakfast dish. So media. I had a show out. I was launching a podcast based around mental health, and so I had really transitioned to more building media. I got into Web3, and just really not as someone trying to work in the space, but mainly just trying to um, just some more like a fan, right? Getting looking into collections, learning more. I was really fascinated by the technology because I come from a background where everything is so local, and there's so many restraints geographically of like what you could do at the restaurant, that I was really intrigued by this idea of being able to create ideas and have people buy into them from all around the world in a matter of seconds, right? So I got into the space, then I realized that the space didn't have a lot of media brands that were there to educate people and onboard people in the space. So I'm like, wait, I'm pretty tech savvy. I still had to figure this shit out, like which app was good, which app wasn't good, like how this works. Like, everyone's first reflex is, I had a friend last night, I was helping her with her wallet creation, and she was like, I don't think it's created. Like, I didn't get an email confirmation. I'm like, well, you didn't have to enter your email. Like, just little things like that, like little reflexes, right? So decided to launch Probably Nothing, which is the handsome orange circle to your right here. That was mainly built around educating people into the Web3 space, onboarding new people, but also giving people that are already in the space the right educational tools to be able to educate others the right way, right? So how do we empower people in the community to educate people the right way and onboard them in the right manner? So that's how I got here. And now we're talking about Ranch.
It's a wild world.
Yeah. I'm back in the food. Like, I went from like Ranch dressing in real life to now I'm talking to the NFT Ranch. Like, it's just like, life is crazy.
See, that's one of the funny things about it, right? Is that like, as you say, you get in and you're trying to kind of do something different. You have your background, you have your skills. In the way, I always say, like, if you're gonna wake up every day and do something in Web3, you might as well pick something you love, because even though there's money, there's opportunities, everybody sees a lot of hype. In the end, like, you like waking up every day and making dressing. Well, you might as well do that.
Yeah, exactly. No, but it is funny, and people always ask me, they're like, well, why haven't you done food and NFTs yet? I'm like, well, truthfully speaking, like, that's one of the things. My first reflex was like, oh, awesome, I'm gonna have to do a food concept. And I started thinking, I'm like, wait, the power of Web3 is really that you can let your creativity go wild. Like, why am I trying to think of like my Web2, like how to translate my Web2 quote unquote talents into Web3? I would love to do something in the food space. For me to do something in the food space that integrates Web3, it's gonna have to be very meaningful. It's not like I'm
For
going to,
sure.
you know what I mean?
You
It'll
have a
have to
whole
be.
team, I know, like, of production kind of behind you that seems to be good at like content creation, right? So I just wondering, like, what is your lean in for the content creation side? Like, you have a show that you're planning. Is that educational?
Yeah, exactly. So, and thank you for that. It's our company is a company before it became an NFT project, right? And I think a lot of people are like realizing that as they're discovering us through the NFT project. Like, we're a media company. We produce high quality content. Well, high quality, in my opinion. On Instagram, Twitter. We have a actual TV show coming out with a network that we'll be announcing very literally probably the next week. That comes out the end of this month. We're launching a podcast. We have actually another show that we're about to sign to a second one as well. So, we are at the core a capitalized media company, right? Web3, but nonetheless a media company, all based around Web3. We don't do anything that's outside of Web3. The NFT project, essentially, that we're dropping now, and the reason why we're talking is a free Genesis NFT that'll give you access. The one that mints tomorrow, that'll give you access to a lot of our ecosystem, educational tools, token gated content, actual clothing, virtual screenings. We have real life events. We have one on May 12th. Would love to formally extend the invite. If you want to make the trek from Venice to Canters, we have a meetup on the 12th. I can DM you after to get you an
Nice.
invite. Yeah, so events, we have one in New York in June, one in LA in July. So the idea is like, how do we bring people into our world without having to slap them with a price tag? Drop a free NFT that has a shitload of utility.
No, that makes a lot of sense. I like, and you have it as an open edition or no?
No, 7,676.
Okay.
People
And
think I'm
is
like
that
like people think it's like a genius number. It's PNPN. Probably nothing. Probably nothing on the. I couldn't figure out. I just was like, fuck. Let's do our initials. You know.
well played? And there is an allow list for that, right?
Yeah, it's full. It's full. So what we did is that we didn't want to oversubscribe our allow list
Good.
because we don't believe in that. But so we actually made, and everyone gets to mint up to two for free, and they're all free, but you max two, right? So what we did is we counted the exact amount of people um, that would, and assuming that every single person would mint two, which realistically is just not going to happen. Not every single person is not going to mint, and not every single person is going to mint two. What we did to ensure that other people would have a chance is we launched a wait list on probablynothing.io, our site. So our our wait list is in the multiple of thousands of people right now. However, those who don't mint on allow list day will have the chance to mint on wait list day.
That's that's good stuff. And just wondering, is anything like, do you do, you're a Web3 company? Do you have a dev team that is doing the smart contract internally, or did you get somebody outside?
Oh, 100%. We have an amazing, and I know a lot of people say this, but like, we really have like the most insane dev team that is doing all. Our contract is completely gas optimized. It's in the ERC-721A. We've been testing on it for a while now. It's everything. In terms of the tech, I was actually pretty impressed by people joining the waitlist. People were coming to us and being like, oh, I think I did it wrong because it was so simple to join a waitlist. You literally click connect wallet and it's just you're on the waitlist, but it's like so simply done. People were actually thinking that they'd done it wrong, which was interesting.
That's yeah, we were very foreign to the space. I mean, how come I don't have to connect like 17 different things and fail 3 times?
Yeah, exactly.
That's good. So you have a internalized team. Do you want to go over like I did find your team pretty interesting in the background of like I said, the content creation, some people's history and stuff. Where exactly are you going to be like are you focused first on this event, or are you focused on dropping something like this your profile pic, which is like a flower project? I see. Photo
Yeah,
sync?
yeah. So essentially, one of the main utilities for probably nothing is that you get allow list spots to approve projects. And obviously, I say this as I always do your own research. We're not providing financial advice, but we thought there was a lack in the space of of like you see all these sites that are doing like deciphering like shitty projects and rugs, and it's always negative. We're like, well, why don't we highlight good projects too? Because good projects don't get as much as light of day as the bad ones do. So our whole thing is like, this is how we came up with this is a good project, team's fully doxed, whatever it is, and we would like to work with those projects to give people allow us access to those projects. So the first one is actually our project. So the we we didn't have to work too hard to make sure that one was legit, but we're gonna give people our holders allow list access to photosynthesis, which is my PFP. It's our first PFP project. So what photosynthesis is 8,888 flowers. The second you get one of these, and they're all generative. The second you get one of these flowers, you will have access to a virtual flower shop by connecting your wallet to our site, and you can mint free 3D NFT bouquets, completely free flower bouquets that you can gift to other people. So let's say you launched your ranch, right? And I was like, I'm going to send you flowers as a celebration. I would log in to the site, mobile or desktop. I would use it recognize that I have the PFP. I would open the virtual flower shop, which looks really beautiful. I would pick like we'll have constantly new bouquets, but we'll have like just cause birthday celebration. We'll constantly update them. Let's say I want to send you like a celebratory bouquet. Click on it. I enter your wallet directly, and I add a note. So congrats on your ranch launch, whatever. It goes straight into your wallet, and the note will live in the metadata forever, and it can't be changed.
Okay. Okay. Very cool. And is there like how many can I do a year type of thing
No
per
limit.
NFT?
No limit.
Okay.
We'll be changing the bouquets. So there's a limit in the sense that, like, let's say it was like white roses, just as an example, and like we change that out for, we'll do multiple colors, but we'll change that out for another flower. We won't make that one again, but you will have access to new flowers too. So you can mint at any time of the year, and the bouquets will shift
Super creative. When's this project launching?
in a few weeks. So I was roughly 2 weeks after. So I guess so in like 2.5 weeks.
Fair. Okay. There you go. We'll be waiting. And you announce all this stuff in your Discord and things. How do you think about it? It's like a funny word in the space. They're always talking about vibe. What's your vibe you're trying to create in the Discord? Is it an educational type of thing mostly? Are you guys trying to push other people's projects?
Have you, by any chance, have you been in our Discord at all?
I have. I've only been in there for like the past few days, though.
Have you seen how it gets?
Yeah.
It's like Project X. Like for some reason, our community is so hyped. It's like it's a really good like the vibe. I would say it's like everyone's like really like excited, cool, happy. There's a very positive vibe in it. We have a lot of educational channels. Like a lot of it is meant to be like that. But it's I come from hospitality, right? So like we're curating that thing as if we were the way I curate a restaurant. It's like it's fun. You've got cool people, a good vibe. It's but the quality is there. Like people have really meaningful conversations about mental health. Our mental health channel, they have meaningful conversations about the space, but it's always positive. Like I've rarely been in discords where it's like people are just actually hanging out and just fucking around. And I feel like that's kind of our thing that we've adapted.
No, exactly. It's important. So, did you get something from Cantor's Deli in the Discord, or was that just something you came up with as far as your first meetup here?
No. So we dropped a teaser today of some shirts we're going to be doing with Canters as well, and then we'll be dropping more info about the meetup as well. You really gotta come to this thing, man.
I'm gonna check it out, man. Like little Canters, smoked meat.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm assuming you don't your PFP was you when you were younger. I'm assuming you probably look a little bit older now, so I might not recognize you, but
Oh, there's a couple grays.
okay,
It
well,
was
that's
a
fine.
rough year.
You can come at 6 p.m.
Yeah, the early bird. You got a 5:30.
Dude, that's gonna be me, no joke. I've been like seeing we've been writing these invites saying now we're like, hey guys, we're doing this like late night, dining event and stuff, just like because it's just like like what my background's in. And I realized that as I've gotten older, I've now shifted this late night period from like 6 to 10 instead of like 8 to 2.
Oh, you're
So,
out of the game, huh? You
dude,
don't go
I'm
for
out of the
drinks and dinner at like 2 in the morning anymore.
bro. I'm gonna have to drink like 2 Red Bulls like for this thing to feel stay awake, man. It's like 10 p.m.
We just do 15 minutes every 4 hours around here. Just kind of crash out, and then you wake up and you're like, "What's minting?" Oh, fuck.
Yeah, well, what's minting? Yeah. Why are these gas prices so high? In terms of, by the way, did you at some point want to bring up questions or anything like that? Or I don't know
Yeah,
how you like to
definitely.
live in
I
these
mean, if
spaces.
anybody here will reset the room, it's NFT Ranch with Metaverse HQ, and we got Mr. Jeremy Fall here and his Probably Nothing project. If you have any questions, come on down, throw them at us.
I would like to add something too. If possible, would love to not have any technical questions about like not be able to verify your Discord or anything like that. I'm as good as how I like to eat. So I'm pretty much a grandpa when it comes to this shit. So a lot of times in spaces, it's like it turns into tech support. Ideally, would like to not have to do that. That would be great.
Oh yeah, I don't do tech support. Just don't take
Yeah,
any
and
DMs
then
on Twitter.
and NFT Ranch said if we get one question or more, he's going to give me his ape. So let us know, guys.
Totally, you can write save approved if we get a question.
Oh, there you go. There's a question.
So just real quick, what about this? So you say you're doing a show with Miguel. What's that
That
talking about?
so that actually is out. We did a full season. It's called Beats for Breakfast. That's on Facebook Watch, so you can actually watch that now. That was a cooking show that I filmed a couple years ago. It came out last year. So yeah, that one's out. We have a new show coming out, not related to this. A new show that's all Web3 based that'll be coming out by the end of this month.
Okay, very cool, very cool. I think we got somebody here who wants to ask a little question.
Let's bring them up.
Pygmy,
I think it's P
PGMI.
gonna make it. I feel right.
I hope either way. Pygmy, you have a question for us? PGMI.
What's up? Good evening.
What's up, man?
I'm good. I'm good. You can hear me, right?
Yes, we can.
Oh,
It
okay.
sounds like you're at the market, but we can hear you.
Yeah, kind of. I'm like on the road, so I'm gonna be very brief and direct. Like, I want to just ask. It's concerning the allow list for probably nothing. Like, since it's a free main, I'd like to know whether it be, you know, allocated just for private mains or pre-sale mains, or is there any chance whereby the public is gonna mint as well? You get, or is it gonna be something like a private just pre-sale means, but kind of like over allocated? You get, so that's just what I want to know.
Okay, so here I'll just answer that. Let me real quick. So in terms of the allow list, we did not oversubscribe the allow list at all for probably nothing. We did the exact amount of wallets if people were to each mint two. So if everyone minted two, they would all be gone. We're going under the assumption not every single person is going to mint and not every single person is going to mint two. So if after the 24-hour period of the allow list, the wait list opens, people in the wait list will be able to then mint for 24 hours for the ones that are left over from the allow list. There's a few thousand people on the wait list as well. My my gut tells me that it will mint out during the wait lists. I don't think every single person is going to mint during the allow list, but I'm pretty sure that we won't go to a public sale. If for some reason we did not mint all of the wait list, then we would go to public sale. But I'm pretty sure it'll cap by then.
All right, all right. Okay, I really got you. So it's
You got
gonna
on
be
the allow list though? You got on the allow list?
yeah.
Go. Perfect. Then you're good, man.
Okay. So like, okay, I really understand you. All right, thanks for that. The wait list is gonna be like something on a first come, first served basis.
Exactly. Yeah, for whatever is left. That's not. So let's say like, we're minting. Let's just say easy math, 7,000. There's a reserve for the allow list. If there's 1,000 left, those 1,000 will go open to the wait list the next day, 24 hours later.
All right then. All right, no problem. Thanks for everything. I really got interested in the project though, the course, the educational purpose, and everything. You guys are doing a great job. I think that's all.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate
Yeah,
you, man. Thank you.
thanks for having me.
Nice, man. You got a fan here.
Well,
So,
I was hoping I would get one day, so that's great.
yeah, right. Why not? So you do these throwing up, and why do you get inspired to do that?
Wait, sorry, you completely cut out.
I was just saying, I just see you do these like silent meditation spaces.
Dude, I'm so glad you brought that up, man. Thank you for bringing that up. So I only did one. So it was like last week, and it was like 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. and I was just like obviously I was in bed, right? Because it's like 8 p.m. So I'm like I was like in bed, and I was like, fuck, dude, like I had just done 3 Twitter spaces that day, and I was like mentally exhausted. I'm like, I really like connecting with people, through these things, but like I don't want to talk right now. So I was like, I'm just gonna throw up a silent space and see what happens. Not for meditation. I don't meditate, by the way. I'm highly medicated, so like I don't even need to meditate. But like I was just like, dude, I feel like I'm just gonna do this. I I just put it up, posted it. I didn't do like any promo, no bill up, nothing. And over 10,000 people joined. I ended up no, I ended up pulling an all-nighter. I had the phone by me, and I was just checking because I was like, this thing's gonna get rugged for sure. It's gonna cut out, whatever, right? We had people from all around the world posting stuff, being like, "Oh, I just meditated for like X amount of hours. Like this was so relaxing. I've never felt more connected and stuff." And like all these people started doing their own thing, like sleeping with their phone on like next to them on their pillow. Like there's all this. I didn't even plan for any of the meditation or anything like that, but we decided to do one tonight. That will start at 7 p.m. Pacific time, our time. They go for like about 12 hours. We'll probably close it tomorrow morning. The funny thing is like people are sleeping in the morning. Last time I was like, all right, guys, this concludes the space. And I scared the shit out of like 1,000 people in the morning.
I was just thinking that. I'm like, do you end it with anything at all?
No, I just say this. I was like, I didn't know what to do. I was like, should I talk? And I was just like, I'm concluding the space. And then people were like I woke up like half my team.
No, that is
you
very
should join,
cool,
man. You should join.
I very well might.
You should just. It's on, dude. We had like people from all over we had like Sergio Roberto, who like is a famous soccer player, like just joined and like sent me a message, and he was like, dude, that was like huge. And I was like, I didn't know it was gonna really change lives like that, but it's great.
Awesome. I'm bringing up another person for a question here. I believe it's Jumpstart Janie. I think she's gonna have something.
Hey, thanks for having me up.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, hey Jeremy. I'm excited. I'm on the allow list and bless list. Super excited about the project, and it was just nice hearing you hear about probably nothing, and of course photosynthesis. I just want to ask a question. I mean, you definitely have a really interesting background with FMB and just with this education, but I just wanted to understand also, were you planning on incorporating any sort of, how do I say, like any program to give back in terms of charitable donations or even working with underprivileged or underserved communities?
100%. So our focus from a charitable aspect is mental health. So we actually have a partnership with Mental Health Coalition, which is Kenneth Cole's mental health organization. So I'm actually dropping separate from that, I'm dropping an ebook that I will give holders access to. It's normally a paid ebook, but we're going to give our access to our holders. It's called "Do You Know Who I Am?" It's all about imposter syndrome. I wrote the ebook. It's about 15,000 words in audio form and ebook form. That drops May 11th. So next Wednesday. It sounds like, yeah, I think it's next Wednesday, in a week from today. So I'll be dropping that, as one of the resources we're working actually on bringing psychologists and psychiatrists into our Discord to do different you know not seminars, but just different talks, right, on our Discord. So we have a lot of different issues like that. Again, with the Mental Health Coalition partnership, it's multifaceted on that side too. Our whole thing was, we wanted to create things that were really part of the core ethos. Like, even if you look at photosynthesis for the flowers, it's like, we didn't want to just cut a check to a charity. We are doing that as well, and donating pros, like 35% of sale. Everything's on there, but 35% of sales go to mental health charity. However, we didn't want to make it just about cutting a check. We really wanted to ingrain that whole aspect in the ethos, right, of everything. Like, I think it's great when any project just gives to charity, but like, we wanted the why to make sense. And for us, giving flowers to other people brings happiness, and it's a symbol of like community and gratitude and just like positivity overall. So our whole thing is, yes, we're doing a lot of initiatives, but they will be ingrained all the way through in a scalable way over time, right? We're doing a lot of them right now, but it's not like, hey guys, here's this, we're X%, let's move on. We did our charity component. So you will see things constantly evolving, constantly popping up.
Yeah, no, appreciate that. I don't know, just random thought I just wanted to throw out there, but yeah, I mean, I think the educational content, like, I'm really looking forward to the content that you're going to produce, because I just feel like you, as well as your team, there's a way that you guys are able to storytell and break things down, and you're doing a really fantastic job about probably nothing, and even with photosynthesis. So I'm super excited about that. But for example, even connecting with schools and spreading not just about mental health awareness, but also about Web3 and getting them educated. Like, kind of as I was listening to your story about helping your friend with the wallet, it just, that idea popped into my head, that yeah, there would be a lot of value that you and your team could bring, and bringing things in a really fresh way. Not that educators and teachers are not cool, like, shout out to all the educators. The next generation really needs you, but just kind of wanted to throw out there.
No, absolutely, and I'm so happy you said that, because it's interesting, because we've had conversations with schools in general and whatnot. The biggest thing that I see currently, which is a bit of an uphill battle for us, is we're too scared of the space, we're too scared of crypto, we're too scared of NFTs. They Google, and it's like 6 headlines that are like, kid in the middle of Indonesia dies because has crypto. I'm like, the fuck is going on? Like, it's like the headlines are so clickbaity when it comes to our space right now, that our battle is teaching people about this. First of all, we have to teach people that the space is not the fucking devil, and on top of that, from there, we have to teach them about the actual space, right? So little by little, we're getting there for sure. But if you could tell me right now that I could work with a ton of schools and create, we could create Web3 programs, I would do that today. I mean, like, we would jump on that. We would love to do stuff like that. But for us, it's like, we have to become, not like, right now we're an established, credible Web3 brand, but we have to become a credible mainstream media brand as a whole, to be able to start transcending into those different areas, especially when it comes to academics, right? So 100% that is in the plans. When they will let us in, we will go in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why. Sorry, I just have random thoughts, but I mean, I can always DM or just drop it in Discord. But like, when you go to McDonald's, you get a Happy Meal, right? I was just
Fuck yeah, I know
thinking, like,
McDonald's.
but what if you did something crazy where it's like, if you actually partnered with an F&B concept, and actually everyone who came in got like some sort of like a probably nothing or photosynthesis like drop package exclusively for X amount of time, that actually provided you with some education, or maybe even a chance to win a Lao list. Sorry, I'm like chock full of ideas all the time. But just wanted to throw that out there as well, just because I think that there's so much that you can do from Web 2 to Web 3 with what you guys have going on.
100%. These ideas are so, could not be more up our alley, by the way. If McDonald's responded to my DMs, we might be there by now. If they
We
actually
can raid
DM
them
them.
together.
Yeah, actually, we should just have our Discord team's insane. We should just have them just go on and just raid the shit out of McDonald's. Honestly, here I'm gonna follow you. I really love everything you're saying. I just followed you. Please DM me. Would love to talk about ideas, and if you're ever looking for a job, let me know because you sound like you're really brilliant. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. I'll DM you.
Please.
And
Yeah.
good luck. I'm super excited. Sorry, I'm super hyped about
No,
it.
no.
So I just have to end this note and just say, like, seriously, with Probably Nothing and photosynthesis, like, super hyped and excited about the project. It's gonna be definitely a game changer in the industry, and I'm super excited for it.
As long as we have NFT Ranch's Ranch at the McDonald's collab, I'm fucking in.
Bro, if you're making the dressing, they're gonna love it.
Oh, for sure. We have to have your 6-ingredient buttermilk formula in there.
And yeah, thanks for the question. That's gonna happen. We know that. Thanks for the question. It makes a lot of sense. One of the things I was wondering is you're talking about education, man, is how do you plan on kind of breaking out your target? Obviously, right now we know it's onboarding is huge, getting generalized information is big. But do you have any idea of in your content strategy, kind of branching to artists, collectors, people that just want to work in the space and realize how many doors are about to open and just can kind of
Yeah. It's funny. So it's multifaceted. For us to get to that point, we need to be able to essentially appeal to someone's 24 hours of someone's day, right? So the way to look at it is we want to be able to deliver content when you're not paying attention to a visual and you're in your kitchen cooking, you're listening, right? Or you're driving your car. So that's why we're developing this podcast. We want to give people entertainment, fun, because education is great, but you don't want to over stimulate people in a way where they're learning about something that's already pretty tech heavy and make it intimidating, right? So our show that we're dropping is 8 episodes, 30 minutes an episode. It's conversations with rappers, musicians as a whole, athletes, entrepreneurs, degens, very respected people in the space. We have every type of person in the space. It's just conversational. It's 30 minutes. Everything is broken down. We break back to scenes about definitions for specific terms. We made it so that you could watch that show if you knew absolutely nothing. You didn't even know what an NFT was, right? So our whole thing is, and then the social post, which is we all live on Instagram and Twitter, so we want to be able to curate news to people and educational content and whatnot, right? So when we have this ecosystem that we're building, for us, it's the goal is we want to onboard the next 100 million people. How you do that, it's pretty much impossible for us to do that by ourselves, right? So our whole thing is we want to empower the people that follow us in our community to help us educate people naturally.
No, for sure, man.
Yeah, like yourself.
I see your educational content now, and just the quality of the branding and design. It's all very good, and it is a funny level. And all of us here, even just the dumbest terms, most of us here in this space, anyways, we're very comfortable with whatever GMI or whatever it may be. But people hear these things and it sounds like freaking gibberish to them. So it's good that you come at it from a very baseline strategy. Do you have a goal for some of your partners and things like that, though, to activate any internal people outside of hiring them, like you said? But do you think maybe that there's a point for Probably Nothing to become an ecosystem that people build off of?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things we're working on, very, very, very preliminary, but we're working on this idea of how do we create something physical, right? Because it's funny because when I come from the physical world, and then when I came into digital, I'm no one gives a shit about physical, and now I'm really seeing things shift, right? And it's you can do events, that's awesome, we are doing those, but ultimately, an idea that's been floating around our company is there a way to create these pop-up convenience stores or little, if you want to, almost these educational little kiosks, whatever it is, that would attract people, as if you were going to a streetwear pop-up, but it is meant to educate. So how do we rope people in to go to that? We do one in, the first big cities, and then we take that a little bit more local to the smaller cities. These are all things that we're trying to figure out, and the space is always moving. So we have plans like that we're putting in place to try to educate a little bit on a micro level as well, which it seems is necessary to a certain extent, because there are people that legitimately want someone to physically help them create a wallet, right? So doing the math, it's like if we open one of these, how many people can we onboard into the space? Is it 1,000? Is it, or 100, right? And from there, like how successful is it? So there are a couple of things that we're trying to test out. We're having conversations with, for example, like the city of Miami and like other partners like that about being able to implement education within like the city itself, right? And partnering with like local government to be able to instill those kinds of things. But again, Miami, Florida, that's great and easy. California, same thing. I'm trying to roll it. Let's say I want to roll up to Omaha. They're gonna look at me and be like, "The fuck are you doing?" You know what I mean? Like we can only take it one step at a time. There's a lot of parts still of the world, especially the U.S., that are still not on board with Web3 as a whole. So we have our work cut out for us.
No, for sure, right? I was down in Austin for South by Southwest. They did the big doodle like pop up that was co-branded with Shopify.
Mm-hmm.
And that type of shit, you realize that, like, look, the people in the city it could have been a little more educational probably, but the impact for it was high. Like, people were very interested and felt like, oh, there's a place where I can go and see this art in the real world. Like, there was statues, there was installations, things like that. I think a lot of people are into this, like, fidgetal kind of tie-in where they want to collect things that they can look at and feel.
Yeah, I keep hearing that word, man. That digital word. Sorry, it's like it keeps popping up. It's like we're going back to a cycle. I don't know if it's the pandemic that made things excel back the other way into physical, but I feel like people are going to need to start integrating NFTs in a different way than just parties, like in a physical way.
Yeah, no, exactly. Listen, we have a group here and we meet up all the time. It's funny, like we talk about getting together for events and parties, but you realize like actually being around for a week and kind of working together face to face kind of changes your relationship that when you deal with people.
100%. 100%.
So when are we getting lunch?
Dude, I honestly, man, after I was gonna DM you after this and be like, first of all, I was sending you an invite to the event, but second of all, we should absolutely meet up. I didn't even realize you guys were in Venice. Like you guys are basically in our backyard, or we're in your backyard. I'm not sure which way it goes, but absolutely would love to.
Oh, for sure, man. I chose this space. I thought you guys were doing something really interesting. The free mint is just like a ballsy move to actually want to build a community. And you know what? Small community seems like you got a lot of people that fuck with what you're doing. That's all the key is for success, right?
Absolutely. And you know what's been really surprising is that my biggest concern originally was that people weren't going to take it seriously because it was free. We had I was like, I don't want people to pay for this, but I want them to take it seriously. And it's interesting because even though it's free, the space has gone to a point where people are more educated about it and they are asking the right questions. I mean, I'm not getting questions about how much do you think I can sell this, like flip this for. It's more like, okay, if I emotionally invest into this NFT, it's not financial. It's still, we're asking for people to emotionally invest, and there's gas, and I respect any dollar people spend on anything we do. What am I going to get, and like, what's your vision? And it's been cool to answer those questions, for free mint.
For sure, man. We're in the meta right now where people are charging 1, 2, 3 ETH for their mints, and everybody's minting them and kind of pissed off about it oftentimes afterwards. There's something about the cyclical nature of our space where maybe it's going to be starting coming back to where people just want to build the value themselves.
Yeah, I mean, look, ultimately for these projects, I think a lot of people think the capitalization is important, which it is. It's important to have a project that's capitalized for certain things, but the community, and that's word is so overused, I know, but it's like the people that are part of the project are worth so much more than any dollar you're going to make, right? Like that's really what's going to drive it. It's like it's like you're building a sports team, right? It's like every player counts, and you're doing it times 1,000. So you got to get like the right people involved, the people that really believe, the people that are going to contribute something to make that project really come alive.
No, for sure, man. And do you have any plan? Like, so you said you have podcast episode already in the can, or that was the TV stuff?
So we have, so for our holders, we have this like quote unquote micro podcast concept that's called Detention that we're actually launching on Mint Day for people to start being able to listen to these like very short episodes. A lot of things that we get feedback on are, this is great, I'm learning a lot about the space, but now I'm at a point where I want to learn how to launch a project. We can't really spend resources for our Instagram and our main thing to be project launching focused because that doesn't appeal to everybody. It's more specific. So we want to create this like podcasts. It's like very short episodes. Each of them are pretty much, you know, how to turn your art into a brand, how to, the importance of Discord, like all these different things, like that are things that we've learned, and again, not financial advice or in any sort of way, but like things that we've learned that we want to give as a toolkit to people to be able to use to build their own projects.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So what's up. Did you want to bring another question? By the way, I don't know if there's any. I saw some people requested, but I think it dropped off.
Yeah, I think they gave up on me.
Yeah.
Hey, if anyone has a question, yeah, come on up. We got the founder of Probably Nothing here. Interesting guy.
I don't know about that, but I'm here.
Open book.
Yeah, that's for sure, man. I will tell you, I will always be an open book. If anyone has questions, there's nothing that I won't answer, for better or for worse. but yeah. Did you have any other questions, by the way? Because I feel like you asked great ones. I'm not putting you on the spot, but
one of the only things I like to wonder from people is like, so you kind of touched on your journey into the space, but as a general rule, like, do you like which projects were you looking at early? And I always think like, which ones inspired you? Which ones you like? Fuck, I want to be nothing like that. Maybe.
Look, that's a really good question. Loaded, to say the least, but it's a good question. You know, just like everyone, when I entered the space, I really didn't fucking understand what was going on, right? I was like, these monkeys, I remember, again, everyone has stories like this, but I remember like seeing Bored Apes go to like $1,500, and I was like, those things are obviously going to dip. Like, there's no way that's going to go more than that. And, here we are now. But, I was, the one thing about the apes that really fucking connected with me, like I didn't care about like the art or anything like that, is I was like, wait, these guys are giving that was the way I really discovered utilities. I was like, these guys are giving access to like this bathroom wall, which for me, it's a thing that doesn't get, no one ever talks about the bathroom, like ever. I think a lot of people don't know about it in general, but like the idea that like the community can write on this like virtual thing, and that like really stuck with me. I just felt like it was cool, and I know they were throwing parties and whatnot, but that project, not to be cliche, was really what kind of opened my eyes to what you can do with the NFT versus the NFT itself, right? If you think about it, before that, the biggest one was Punks, right? And there was like not much like around the other than the artwork, right? It was more like the culture around it. So, and from there, I still today, and I will forever probably, I'll always be surprised. I'm like, wait, this made X amount. This didn't sell out. Like, there's still not a formula or a through line that I really see as to what works and what doesn't. It's really the Wild West completely still. And I have no answers for that. But I think there's something about the access from Bored Ape really opened the doors for me in terms of like what was possible, because I didn't really see that much before.
No, 100%. I thought it was very funny, and it was just kind of for us apes, and you realize that like it creates a little internal joke, whatever it is, or just like a. Anyways, we were all putting up the finger, or like writing over other people's things. But once you saw somebody put in the time to put in a huge message or whatnot, and they actually put like, I'm not sure if it actually played out that way, but we thought they put some of the secrets to one of the puzzles into the wall.
Really?
Yeah, they put like a numerology thing in there, and we were like, who knows? I mean, I think I won like third prize for one of these things, but everybody knew it was like when they put out their first puzzle of what to break, this was one of the first clues in there. And it just made you realize that like they're building something of a tool for us. This is what in theory this metaverse is going to be. We're all super bullish right now.
Yeah. Do people still use the bathroom at all?
Not really. It's just like people do, but it's not something I check out too much. But like you say, it was just that inference of like, okay, this is for us. And they took some time to build it.
Right? There's something about that that's cool, right? And it's like that's such a primal, component of the metaverse. I mean, look at the bathroom compared to the other side, right? It's like it's like night and day. There's something primal about it, but there's something that's like special about this. There's like very small thing that everyone can contribute to. That it feels very communal, and very connecting. Like it really makes it feel like it's connecting people.
100%, man. You're doing these like silent hours, like put an intention on it for us randomly through it, and you'll see it's funny that people can add to stuff or like ascribe their own intentions to these things too. But
Yeah,
probably
no,
one of the reasons why that shit works out.
yeah, that's like it's really interesting. The silent space really surprised me, man. Like I didn't think it was gonna be like that. And just like people were like, I've never felt so connected to like other people online. I'm like, that's so fascinating. And there was something about like I would go on the space and it would be like any time of the day, and I would do like a little wave or whatever it was, and all these people were doing it back, like more than a space where you speak. So I'm like, wait, so people are actually looking at this? You know what I mean? Like that's what was crazy. Because I was like, people are actually seeing, they're waving back and stuff. Like it was really interesting to see how connected we were. And you really should come on tonight. I'm telling you, it's not much of a lift. You put your phone on and that's it. You don't have to do
I
anything.
think I can handle that. That's
Yeah.
the type of commitment that I'm ready for.
Dude, I slept with it I had it on. We all had it on for like 12 hours straight. Like, just plug your phone in. You know what I mean? That's all you have to do.
Well, let me do a last reset of the room here. I'm Metaverse HQ with probably nothing. And if anybody has a question for their founder about the drop that's coming up very soon,
There's one person that has a question, but I would, if you want to bring them on, but I would love for the people that are following us that don't know much about Metaverse HQ, if you'd love to give a little elevator pitch of what it is, be awesome.
oh man. Should I get the co-host? Do we get everyone in on this? Metaverse HQ is literally a small little decentralized family of internet degens that is constantly searching the NFT marketplace for any type of good and like real investment. A lot of times it's trading strategy on gains, education, things like that. But just like funny enough, we're on our voice chat 24/7, hanging with each other. Half the time it's quiet until somebody comes in and wakes us all up. But like literally, just for this like other side drop, we had a bunch of people that had a bunch of gas error failures and things like that. They come into the voice chat, ask for help. Just random people in the community jump off and help them out. They even had people sending people help for their gas fees and stuff. It's just a group of people that really want this space to work and fucking work on it every day, and are trying to help other people get there too.
I love that, man. That's awesome. I can't DM you, by the way, so I don't know if you'll be able to get that invite to Cantor. Yeah, I just tried. Yeah, I just can't, man. It's like
I followed you. I'm useless.
well, no, I know that, but now it's open. Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, so you weren't following me. That's what it was. Okay, sorry, girl. I didn't know how else to put you on the spot, but okay. So let's. Oh, you want to bring up Sean? What's up, Sean?
Yeah, for sure. Sean, throw another request at us if you could. There you go.
I think you're speaking.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, Sean?
What's up?
Nothing much. Dan, you actually answered my question that I was getting ready to ask you. What is the Metaverse HQ? So I guess I'll come up with another one. Hey, Jeremy. My question is: I know you're gonna be in LA. I know you're going to New York. You promised one girl that you're gonna go to Paris. Could I get an Atlanta trip up out of you or something? I would love to just, mingle in Atlanta somewhere.
Yeah, so I didn't promise that girl. I said that my grandparents live in Paris and that I would be happy to. But I love that you've been following every space since the beginning, so I appreciate that you remember that. But yeah, I would love to actually do Paris and Atlanta 100%. Some of our team members are from Atlanta, so I'm sure they would love that as well. I've been to Atlanta many times. I love Atlanta, so 100%. Our goal is to try to to take over every every city possible, as many as we can anyway. So 100%.
That's dope. All right, I'm so stoked. Waiting for tomorrow, man. Let's go.
That's awesome, and I can't wait to. I'll see you in the Discord, and then I'll see you during Mint, I'm sure. All of our Discord members decided that we're all going to open multiple bottles of champagne while we mint tomorrow. So yeah, I'll see you on that side too.
Sean coming with a big energy. Nice.
Yeah, Sean's great, man. I think that's it on the questions, though, right?
Yeah, man. If anyone else has a thought or a question, feel free. But otherwise, man, it was definitely good connecting. Got high hopes for probably nothing.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you. And thank you for taking the time and sharing what you do. And, it's all very exciting. I'm sure we'll be having lunch very soon if you respond to my DM.
Let's get it.
And hopefully I'll see you, next week or tomorrow or today, whatever it is. But I'm looking forward to it.
Appreciate it. You too.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
All right, y'all.